Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Real World Blockchain, where you will learn how to thrive in your business thanks to cryptocurrencies, notably stablecoins and many other things. Hi, Hugues, how are you?
Hi, Gauthier. I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm well, I'm very well. All right, so today I heard you wanted to talk about a famous country, famous for its small size and famous for its lack of industry and its frugal way of life. Which country?
Absolutely.
So you were teasing me. Please tell me, which country is it about?
Indeed, it's about Bhutan.
Oh,
We just learned through Richard Tang, the CEO of Binance, that Bhutan will be accepting crypto payments, so Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies for tourists in the country. So Bhutan is already, despite its size, quite at the forefront of the crypto industry. I think they, if I'm not mistaken, they hold $1 billion in Bitcoin right now.
oh, really?
Yeah, they also have some like crypto mining facilities over there. Yeah, I guess they are looking into the future despite their theocratic. It used to be a theocratic government. um,
I like the fact, I like having my beliefs challenged. And intuitively, I would have never guessed that because, I know they have a
of
Ministry
course.
of Happiness. Besides the Ministry of Happiness, I know that they only accept a few dozens of tourists every a year or so. They have that very strong policy where smoking is forbidden. So they have that really eerie, weird way of life that is very exotic for most industrialized countries. So I wouldn't have thought they would be at the forefront of cryptocurrencies. Well, please tell me more. Sorry.
Yeah, no, no. So you're right. I mean, I was just as surprised as you are about the news. So apparently, yeah, Richard Tang told us that, or told us, had in an interview told the public that um, Binance will be like doing an integration with Bhutan to make sure that they have the facilities or the infrastructure, I mean the digital infrastructure to accept this kind of payments. So we don't have all the details exactly how this will work, but so we're not sure if the locals will be able to also pay in crypto, but at least the tourists will be able to do so. So you will be able to buy your plane tickets, to buy everything uh, over there, like your hotels, everything in crypto. So that's a big news, and probably one of the first countries to actually do so in such a manner. But not the only one, because at the same time we also learned that Dubai, the famous Dubai, is also accepting now crypto payments for utilities and government provided services. So just the same, so you will be actually able to pay in Bitcoin, probably stable coins, of course, maybe other cryptocurrencies, be able to pay, I don't know, your um, electric bill, electricity bill, and these kinds of services. So crypto is slowly but surely making its way into the mainstream. It's not just for geeks anymore, of course, we knew that. It's not just for the finance bros anymore as well. People will be actually able to use their cryptos directly through stable coins or through the main, like the blue chips, I guess, without having to upfront.
It's interesting because I remember I had this conversation with a high school student. She told me, "Oh, actually, in economics, they teach us that Bitcoin is a legal tender for only two countries, and that's interesting because there are so many countries that indeed do not have that as a legal tender officially, but that do accept cryptocurrencies in order to pay your utility bills and to pay your taxes and pay so many other things." So in the end, what is a legal tender? But I'm very happy to see that it's not only Bitcoin; it's also stable coins. I'm a bit of course, I'm biased in favor of Bitcoin and Ethereum and the genuinely decentralized cryptocurrencies. I prefer saying that the dollar fluctuates and the euro fluctuates. But for all the B2B customers out there, the people who are using Salesforce, Zoho, and other CRMs and who need to pay with stable coins, that also bodes well because that means that their customers will be able to also use these cryptocurrencies without off ramping. So this is getting increasingly smart.
Yeah, exactly. And actually, on a side note, we were talking about it in the previous podcast. But have you heard the rumors that Meta will be probably launching its own stablecoin in the very, very near future, as well as on Telegram, I think. So there will be some things in this vein. So, I mean,
Well, yeah, but you know, getting old, I tend to be a bit fatter, and I see Meta promising a stable coin with the same eyes as my friends when they hear me tell them, "Oh, next week I'm going to start running every morning to lose my belly fat." Yeah, yeah, but
uh,
probably
sure.
yeah, but it's been the fifth time you were saying that, dude. So eventually it'll work. I have faith. So maybe it'll work as well for Meta this time, but it's not the first time they promised us a cryptocurrency. Hopefully, this one will be better and less corruptible than the infamous Libra that they were thinking about previously. Okay, and so we have two countries. May I also add my own news because there's also great news for stablecoins. It's not really about countries and jurisdictions and the B2B world, but there's a huge partnership incoming. So it's $100 billion partnership. So it's a cool one. So it's a DeFi protocol named Ethena, Ethena, and so it's kind of like a heavy hitter, a colossus in the industry, and so it's the biggest yield-bearing stablecoin, and it's based on funding rate farming. So for the people who don't know what it is, I'll put some descriptions in, some articles in the video's description. But basically, Ethena is going to go to the Tron blockchain, the TON one, and that will be integrated to the native wallet of the Telegram app, which is a very good news. Probably also interesting to help businesses from Russia and from Eastern Europe to circumvent a few sanctions because there are many honest people who live in Russia and who live also in all the countries surrounding Russia who want to conduct business with the people across the border and who cannot really do that because of sanctions. And these guys basically have to endure the war as everyone has to. And so it's interesting to see that there's something native to Telegram. And so the Tron Foundation, TON, is going to boost that partnership and notably with a few financial products and financial yields. Basically, you will be rewarded every time you deposit something on the non-custodial wallet. So, and the wallet is non-custodial, so that also sticks to Telegram's philosophy. So I kind of like it. And $100 billion of total value locked seems a bit huge, but then again, these are heavy hitters, so these numbers are not crazy or insane from these heavy hitters. So that's going to be an ambitious bet, but something that seems realistic considering the size of the partnership. What do you think about that one?
Yeah, like you said, I mean, it seems ambitious compared to what we had in the past, like the total market cap of the crypto sector right now. But as now we start to see companies targeting literally hundreds of millions, if not billions of users, if just every user deposits $100 on the app wallet or something like that, I mean, here it is. Like that's it. The caps will be gigantic, like enormous. I think we're just at the very beginning of what this industry can actually provide for businesses, for individuals as well. But as now that we have regulatory approvals, companies just trying to be the first to buy as much Bitcoin as they can on the balance sheet. And like everything we're just talking these days, it's going to be quite crazy in my opinion. And these ambitious goals are probably going to be really attainable in the very near future, much sooner than we can expect.
I I like the way you think in this regard. I think it's also a safe bet to assume that there are many crypto users who are located in Russia, oh, roughly 150 million people. Not all of them, of course, using cryptocurrencies. A minority of them using cryptocurrencies, but still, these people probably have assets that they would like to mobilize on the market, and well, these people can do that if they have something that is linked to Telegram. So that might be interesting, and that might even unlock some other people, some other actors from China, because Russia also could be a bridge with China Pay itself, for the best and the worst. Because of the shutdown of the SWIFT network in Russia, they switched to China Pay. So from the EU and NATO perspective, that was probably not a bad move, not a great move, because
No, no, yeah, yeah, absolutely.
it reinforced China. But from the perspective of crossing bridges, of building bridges between financial systems, yeah, why not?
Absolutely, you're right. And yeah, yeah, I just agree. I mean, it was definitely a bad move. They didn't expect at least the outcome that came along, um, and it's probably one of the reasons why crypto, I guess, in these parts of the world are is less perceived as associated with criminal activities now. When you will probably have hundreds of millions of users in the very near future, especially if it's really easy to on-ramp with these apps. So that rhetoric won't be able to work anymore. You know, just saying, "Oh, crypto is weird." Like it will be just normal. The banks will be okay to unramp from the money, and it will be just huge for the whole industry. And I mean, it will just be part of the normal financial system. To be honest, that's my opinion now. We'll see in 10 years. I just think it will be part of the usual, like everyday transaction system that we use.
You know, I was in Russia in September with my wife, and we definitely saw that cryptocurrencies were not something that people were afraid of. Definitely not. And yes, I was very happy to see that it's far from being seen as a money laundering scheme or anything like that.
Exactly.
Obviously, Vladimir Putin's government has seen that it could be a fiscal evasion device, but then again, that's also a possibility for many honest business owners to conduct their business. So it's interesting to see that many countries also understand the competitive potential, and so they cannot be too tyrannical about that.
Mm. Yeah, I agree. I fully agree.
All right, any last word?
Well, I think we pretty much covered quite a bit of, of ground there. Um, I mean, every week we just see that the industry is getting bigger and bigger, or at least more accepted worldwide, both at the level of the individuals and at the level of businesses, and now as well institutions. So everything's looking pretty bright. Like the future is looking bright, very bright in my opinion. And now that the infamous bull run is apparently still on the cards, so we'll see how it goes by the end of the year.
We'll see. Alrighty, thank you so much, Hugues. Everyone, this was the
Cheers.
Real World Blockchain. This episode brought to you by Web3 Enabler, the first and only crypto payment solution on Salesforce. Stay tuned because we have a V3 coming with so many new features that you will find it indecent to give us money. That small amount of money for so many features in exchange. Yes, I'm teasing you guys, but stay tuned for Web3 Enabler's V3. Cheers, everyone. Bye, Hugues.
Bye.